The day after someone dies, their family often gets a second shock. At the bank, the card stops working, the account is frozen, even the household bills cannot be paid from it, and the person standing at the counter who paid those bills faithfully for years is told no. Here is what most families never learn until that exact moment. The bank is not being cruel. It is following the law. I spent more than 20 years in banking, and I trained the tellers who have to say that no. So today, I will show you exactly what happens to a bank account when someone dies, from the inside, and the one free form that spares your family the whole ordeal. I wish every customer had seen this in time. A quick but important note before we begin. I spent more than 20 years in banking, including about 10 years as a branch manager and district manager. But I am not your banker, your attorney, or your financial advisor, and nothing in this video is legal or financial advice. Estate rules vary by state, so please confirm the details with your own bank or an attorney. This is education, so the worst day of your family's life is not also the most confusing one. Any stories come from real experience, with the details changed. With that said, let us walk through it, gently and clearly. Let us start with the freeze. When a bank learns a customer has died, it locks the account, and banks find out faster than families expect. The funeral home reports the death to Social Security updates its records, and banks check those records constantly. Why? Because the moment someone passes, that money legally belongs to their estate, not to whoever holds the card. The freeze protects the estate from fraud, from confusion, and honestly, from family members helping themselves early. The freeze is not a glitch, and arguing cannot lift it. But what you do now decides whether it lasts days or months. Now, the surprise that stings the most. Many families think they are covered because someone holds a power of attorney. A power of attorney is a wonderful tool. It lets a trusted person manage accounts, pay bills, and handle business, while the account holder is alive. But here is what almost nobody knows. A power of attorney dies with the person. The moment your loved one passes, that paper loses every bit of its authority. I trained tellers on this exact moment. We were required to refuse it that same day, no matter how long the family had used it. So the daughter who managed everything for a decade is suddenly locked out. If your family's plan is a power of attorney, it ends a day too early. Here is the next thing families learn the hard way. Some of the money in that account is about to leave. Social Security is paid a month behind, and no benefit is owed for the month someone dies. So that final deposit, the one that arrived after they passed, gets pulled back. The bank returns it automatically. Other direct deposits, like a paycheck or a pension, can be reclaimed the same way. So if you are handling a loved one's affairs, do not spend that last deposit, even on their own bills. Let it go back cleanly. And one firm warning: do not keep using their card, even for their bills, even with the best intentions. That is no longer your money to move, and it can create real legal trouble. Now let us talk about what does keep working, starting with joint accounts. When two people own an account together, with what banks call survivorship, the account does not freeze for the survivor. The moment one owner passes, the money simply belongs to the other. No court, no waiting. This is why a married household usually keeps running. But a joint account is not the fix for everything. And as a banker, I watched it backfire. Adding an adult child makes them a full legal owner. Their debts can reach your money. And at your passing, that child gets everything, even if your will says share it. So joint ownership is for true partners. For passing money to children, there is a far safer tool, and it is what this video has been building toward. Let me make this real with a story I will never forget. Details changed. A woman cared for her father for years. She held his power of attorney. She paid every bill from his account on time for a decade. She did everything right. When he passed, she came in that week to keep his affairs in order, the way she always had. And I had to watch my teller tell her no. The power of attorney was gone. The account was frozen. His bills and final expenses all locked behind it. It took the courts months to hand her what her father had always intended for her. Months of stress on top of grief. Here is the part that stays with me. 5 minutes at my desk, one free form, and she would have had access in days. He never knew to ask. Now you do. So here it is, the most useful thing in this video. It is called a payable-on-death beneficiary, and every bank has the form. You walk into your bank or open the app and name the person your account should go to when you pass. That is the whole process. It costs nothing. It takes about 5 minutes, and you can change it anytime you like. While you are alive, it changes nothing. The person you name has no access, no ownership, no claim. Your account stays entirely yours. At your passing, that account skips the courts. Your person brings a death certificate and identification, and the bank hands them the account. Days, not months. And here is the detail that surprises people. For that account, this little form outranks the will. That is how strong it is, and it is free. Now, so you understand what that form is saving you from, let us spend one honest minute on probate. Probate is the court process of sorting out what someone owned and who receives it. For any account with no beneficiary and no joint owner, that is the default road. The family cannot just show the will at the bank. The court must first appoint an executor and issue official papers, often called letters. That routinely takes months, and the fees come out of what the family receives. Many states offer a shortcut for small balances, a simple sworn form. It helps, but the limits vary widely by state. But the honest summary is this. Probate is the slow, expensive road, and the beneficiary form is the free exit ramp built right before it. Take the ramp. So here's the checklist I would give my own family, the things to do now while everyone is healthy, and this is easy. First, put a payable-on-death beneficiary on every bank account you own, 5 minutes each. Second, make sure both partners in a household have an account of their own with money they can reach, so no one is ever fully locked out. Third, write a list of where your accounts live and make sure someone you trust can find it. Families lose real money to accounts nobody knew existed. Fourth, keep the power of attorney too. It is the right tool for life. It just needs the beneficiary form as its partner for after. None of this requires a lawyer, and none of it costs $1. It is an afternoon of small errands that buys your family months of peace. And if you are watching this because you just lost someone, first, I am sorry. Here is the calm path through the bank part. Order several certified death certificates through the funeral home, more than you think you need. Nearly every institution will want its own copy. Do not spend from their account and do not race to the bank. The freeze is coming either way. Go when you are ready with the certificate and your identification. At the bank, ask one question. What does your process require for a deceased customer's account? Every bank has a checklist, and the staff want to help. If a beneficiary was named, you may walk out with it settled in days. If not, ask whether your state's small estate process applies first. You do not have to know everything. Bring the right papers and ask the right question. The system is slow, but it works. So here is the whole picture. When someone dies, their account freezes, the power of attorney ends, and the last benefit check goes back. Joint owners keep going. Everyone else waits on the courts, unless one free form was signed in time. You cannot stop the freeze, but you can decide today whether it costs your family days or months. 5 minutes at the bank. One free form. It is the cheapest gift you will ever leave the people you love. If someone you care about needs to hear this, send it to them today and subscribe, because protecting your money is what we do here. I will see you in the next video.